Hey guys, it's Kip here from KDC Marketing. And in today's video, I want to talk about lead generation on Wix Studio and then some other tools that you might want to use for lead generation going forward, and how those tools are different and how they can kind of interact together. So, this is my top lead magnet that I have. This is the one that gets the most downloads, and this is my Figma brand style guide template. And so if someone wants this template, they can come in here, put their information for free, first name, last name, email, subscribe to my newsletter, and then this template will get sent to them via email. And they can use this template in Figma and customize it and all those things. So this has been a really great resource for me. And this is my setup on Wix Studio. Very simple landing page. I have a few automations running in the back end, mostly just to send people the asset for free and to give me a notification that somebody downloaded the asset. So that's really great. And then the one benefit of this to me is, I get to help people with this using this template, which has been a good template for me in my business, but also they get added to my newsletter. So I can send them other emails and make other offers and kind of nurture my email list through that process. But I want to highlight something here that is true about this setup and would be true of any setup inside of Wix Studio or most of the setups that I would see. So what's happening here is this is your basic contact information for this lead magnet. So you get first name, last name, and email, but you don't really get information about why they are downloading this resource. Why did they come here? What's the intent for them downloading this style guide? I don't really know. All I know is they wanted it and I have a little bit of information about them. But there are tools out there that can get you more information. So this would be considered contact details to contact someone. But there are tools that can get you connection details. And so this tool here, ScoreApp, is one of those tools. It gets you more than just the contact information. It gives you some connection data points for you to understand why somebody's interested, some pain points and some things that they're struggling with, and what you can do to kind of start that conversation with a head start. So you already kind of know who they are a little bit more than just their first name, last name, and email. So the Score app is mostly, I would say, interactive quizzes and assessments. They do have these other things. I'm going to show you one of the quizzes that I built with it so you can kind of see what this looks like and show you how you can go from just getting contact details to getting connection details. So you still get the contact information here. This is required in order to take this interactive quiz, but this is my quiz that I created for KDC Marketing for content strategy. So just trying to figure out what are your biggest roadblocks and to get personalized feedback. So I'm going to start this quiz so you can kind of see what it looks like. And it's just going to ask me interactive questions. So do you have a documented plan outlining your content topics? Yes. Do you have a clear process? I'm going to say no. So I'm just going to kind of jump through these. Do you regularly update your content? Yes. So if I were the customer, I'd be answering these, as honestly as I could. Can you easily describe the main problem your audience wants solved? No. Yes, I do gather feedback. I don't really feel confident. So I'm just going through and answering. There's 12 questions. So you can just see very simple questions, very easy to go through and fill this out. But the cool part is when I'm done, I get something like this. So this is a dynamic results page. And so I can see my score. This is dynamic to what I just answered. And it's giving me my overall score of 42%. And it's giving me my individual score in each of these categories with some details on what I can do better. So this one says that I have some elements of content strategy, but there's some gaps. So here's some ideas for that. This one says that I'm struggling to clearly define and understand my audience. So I scored really low here. So it gives me some other action points. Take time to research. Some mindset blocks. I got 0% here. So I'm being held back greatly by my mindset here. I need some help. And it gives me some action tips on what I can do. And then time management, right? So, I did okay there, 67. So this is really, really specific to my my situation. And then because I created this quiz, this is dynamic, I'm able to insert a little call to action here. So if somebody wants help after looking at their score, hopefully they're self-assessing and saying, oh man, my score is really low, I probably need help with this, they can apply to my group coaching program. So this goes from just getting the first name, last name, email, the contact details, to getting these connection details, so that when I talk with this person, or when I qualify this lead, or interact with this person, I have a sense of where they are on their content journey. I can see their quiz score, and I can see what they need help with the most. And so if I were going to help this person, I would focus mostly on these two things: mindset and audience. And I would even ask questions about those things. Hey, and I would start that conversation very differently because I have this information available to me. So I could say something like, hey, I got your quiz results and I was going through that, and it looks like you're having some trouble with defining your audience. And so tell me a little bit more about that. So I'm already starting the conversation with more information than just a first name, last name, and email. I have a little bit more of intent and why they might be doing this, and how I can immediately help them solve a problem in their business and in their life. So this has been a really great tool for some of my clients. I'm just barely rolling this out for myself, trying this out for the first time, at least for my content side of KDC Marketing. So I'm excited to see some of the scores that come in for this, and some of the answers, and to connect with people this way. But just wanted to show you there's a lot of different tools out there. And just because you use one for one thing, like this works really well for my brand style guide template. I wish I had a little more information about the brand style guide template contacts that fill out this form, but it works really well for what I needed to do right now. And so I have both of these things. I have Wix Studio, which is powering this using a form and a automation, and of course the Wix Studio website to house all this stuff. And then I have my quiz for content marketing. And so this is another way that I can get information and kind of grow my business. The other thing is that if I wanted to, I could connect this quiz here, probably my resources page. And this is probably something I'll do. I'll link to the quiz. There's also embed features that ScoreApp has. So ScoreApp, you can embed the quiz with like a code snippet, or you can have a little button on the site that will open up the quiz. So there's a couple ways that you can integrate the two, and that way you're kind of meshing multiple tools together, connecting multiple tools together to build a more refined system. And in today's world, that's really common. If you want the best system, a lot of times you're connecting tools together. And that's one of the reasons I like Wix Studio, is it has a lot of the tools out of the box that you can use. So you can get most of the way there with Wix Studio. But if you need additional things connected to it, you can obviously connect apps to it, and you can integrate other tools to it. And it's very common to do that. And I would say I would consider it best practice to do that as much as you need to, and to create the system that you want. So just wanted to highlight ScoreApp. I think this idea of going from just contact details to connection details is very powerful. If you can have a conversation with someone and know this much about them up front, it definitely changes the way that you approach that conversation. And I think it also changes the way that you react to the leads that are coming in. If your score here was 100%, I would say to myself, man, this person doesn't need any help with content marketing. They're doing great. They don't need any help. They already know, they have a good strategy. They know who their audience is. They have a positive mindset. They're able to manage their time, so they're not getting stuck anywhere. So they don't need any help with content. But if the score is 42%, and especially 3%, 33%, and 0% in certain areas, then it's going to be somebody who definitely needs help, and who could be a good fit. So it not only helps you on the conversation side, it helps you on the qualification side, and kind of seeing who's the best fit. And so I'm really excited about using ScoreApp more going forward. And even though it took me a little bit to get this quiz put together, I'm excited to see what happens from here. So I just want to highlight that there's a difference between these things. Both strategies are fine. This has been great to build my email list. This has been a resource that people really want, and I will continue to offer it for free. It's been a resource that's helped my business. I love doing that kind of stuff for people, so I'm going to keep this. But I definitely am excited to try this out and see what comes from this type of setup and how it changes that whole process. And I'll be happy to come back and report more on how that's going. So if you found this video helpful, this is something I do want to do more frequently, is talk about the Wix Studio side of things, but also showcase other tools and maybe even connecting multiple tools to show you how you can get even more from your current efforts. So that's what I have for today's video, and I will see you in the next video.